Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, I'm John, this is Many a True Nerd, and welcome back to Skies of Arcadia, where last time we wrapped up the last of the bounty fights and uncovered this game's final secrets. And as a result, there's only one thing left to do. Head back to Soltis and take on Ramirez. Though before we do, there is one thing I almost flipping forgot. Gilda, my friend, we never got to see your final attack. Because Gilda, given he's, captain of his own ship and whatnot, literally calls in his crew to assist him. Here we go, so a giant pile of, tiny hunter enemies and whatnot have come to attack us on the outskirts of Soltis. So, Gilda, how about you tell your ship to fire at the deck of my ship, which is like a good idea for some reason. And there we go, the fire rains down from above, lovely, hitting everybody on the field, though, okay, I'm gonna be honest, this is like, a bit of a weird ability because I don't know why you would use it over Rain of Souls, which does the same thing, big physical attack, hits literally everyone, etc, etc, but yeah, it's done by Vise, who is almost certainly going to be significantly stronger at every point in the game. And now it's time to choose who's going to be with us at the end, and, okay, 100%, Enrique is basically putting this game into easy mode, just to shield is the most powerful, useful ability in the game, and earlier on, when you've got him in really tough fights, it's essential. But by the end of the game, I feel like, you don't really need him anymore. Instead, I feel like, what? Drachma. You were here at the beginning, it's right you're here at the end. So okay, back to Shrine Island, and now we just need to return to, yes, where we were when we previously took on Lord Bane. So, here we go back in Soltis proper, and yes, the weird thing is, Lord Bane shows up like, literally moments before the final cocky boss does, so yeah, just go straight here at the first teleporter. The one where there was a choice of 2 teleporters and also a door, and yeah, just hop on the first one on this occasion, and then just keep going up and up and up to the very top. After this, there's no more branching paths. Just take the door right behind you there, and in just a moment. Here we go. We're back where we once were, back when we were visiting Soltis down in Deep Sky. The long walkway that leads to the central tower. It's just previously, it was all dark and whatnot. Now it's all lit up, the tower is out here, and Silvite technology is just gorgeous. I do like it. And with that, we make it to a mysterious room full of wibbly things. So on to the teleporter we go, taken straight to the top of the tower. So presumably, yes, we're now up at the top of the central spire, which we understand to be, yes, where Ramirez was last seen. So probably best to, put down our last save, and then it's time to go. So here we are. We've got Ramirez and Zelos above him, and I'm guessing, yes, he's not like, got over the whole Gaussian thing just yet. And why? Why did you do it? Why did you kill him? And I'm gonna be honest, Ramirez, we didn't. Like, we tried, but that was Beliza, actually, and, Ramirez, it's okay. It's over now. Come with us. And as Ramirez slowly gets to his feet, I feel like, it's not necessarily going to be that easy. Lord Gaussian was the only man fit to rule this pathetic world. He was the only man capable of saving these fools from their wretched existence. And you murdered him. Die! You shall pay, no, not just you. The whole world shall pay. The rain shall wash away all of you. I swear it. It was what Lord Gaussian would have wanted. You have sealed the fate of this world by killing the only man who could have saved it. And now, you will die. Okay, so, yeah, he's still annoyed about the Gaussian thing. We, left him a few days just to see if maybe he would chill out while we were, going discovery hunting and whatnot. Turns out the answer's no. Still, on the plus side, there is one very good thing about this fight, which is every previous time we fought Ramirez, the lad had 10 million hit points. Unfortunately, he's now so grief-stricken, he's left most of those back in his bedroom. The lad is now, you know, much more killable. Still, I'm going to say, yeah, let's open it with a Cutlass Fury and see what that does for the time being, because Ramirez has still, you know, got a fair few tricks up his sleeve. Ica, you just buff Vice for a second. Fina, you can try dropping some magic, see if that does anything. And honestly, Drachma, yeah, for the time being, Spirit Charge is just a really, really good way of focusing in a hurry. So you get on with that, and there we flipping go, Defense and Spirit all in one attack, beautiful. And Vice goes in for our first attack there, about 3,000, so okay. A decent start, but as I say, Ramirez has got a fair few tricks up his sleeve too. Some of which, yes, we've not seen before. Fina doing, yeah, nearly 1,000 damage. Not bad at all, and yeah, unfortunately, Ica can't contribute much because her accuracy and Guarantee Confuse doesn't really do much against Ramirez, and okay, I'd forgotten about the death magic, that's true. So, yes, unfortunately, he's just done Eternum, which is a guaranteed kill on one person. So yeah, as I say, he's still got some tricks up his sleeve. He still knows, you know, a fair whack of magic and whatnot. So, okay. That's fine. That's absolutely fine. We can sort that out. No trouble. This here is why we brought many crystals. And I'm going to assume, yes, he won't use death magic 2 turns in a row. So, yeah, Ica should be safe to do this. Not only that she could do it nice and fast. And, Drachma, you just keep using Spirit Charge for the time being. That's a really good way to just build up some spare spirit going forward. And this should work, but just occasionally it fails. Nope, she seems to be getting up. Good. I enjoy Cupo's spin when he's being revived too. That's delightful. So okay, one more big hit there. Even stronger on this occasion, but okay. Silver Tundra. That, I think, is a new one. That's his ability where he basically says, hey, one person needs to suffer at this point. I'm pretty sure that's his one-person attack, isn't it? Or is that everybody? Trying to remember which attack is which. No, that feels like that was targeted very much at Vice. So Vice has been, like, you know, put into a giant glacier and then stabbed by a glacier. He stabbed us with a glacier, but okay. 2,600 odd. But yeah, Vice has got plenty of health and plenty of defense. Not so bad. That hurts a lot more against, you know, Ica or Fina. The fact that, yeah, both Vigoro and Ramirez have primarily been targeting Vice, that's really good for me. But okay, with that done, yeah, I'm gonna say, let's start dropping some Delta Shield. Delta Shield is super cheap, that's a-okay. So, yeah, you two just focus on Spirit for the time being, because I would like to take out, you know, Ramirez with a bit of style, damn it. And yeah, if I had to guess, given he just used an S move, he'll probably try some death magic on this occasion. Or possibly, yes, Drillnos. He does know Drillnos, so he might attempt that too. So, honestly, yeah, if we could just make him waste a turn by doing that, that's really good news. So, yeah, we're just focusing. That's going pretty well so far. And no, he's going for Lunar Blessing. So, right, this is like a Medicine Box with Lord Bane. He's basically trying to, yes, sort himself out a bit by using the Silver Moon's Blessing. I think this is just regeneration, but it's like a form of a mega regeneration that only he gets, where he gets way more back a turn than I would. So, that can't be allowed to stand. We need to get rid of that, please. So, yeah, 600. I think he gets way more back than we would. And once again, just for the time being, let's keep on using a Delta Shield. But yeah, this time I think we need to get rid of that. So Lunar Wind's incredibly useful spell, and you keep Spirit Charging. So okay. Whatever it does in terms of death magic, we should be a-okay at this point. Lovely. And oh yeah, we're just continuing to lay down a little bit of hurt here and there. We're just slowly wearing him down. I don't know why he's taking more damage as the fight continues. Like, that's weird. Maybe it's just a weird coincidence in terms of, like, you know, damage rolls or whatever, but I don't know why that would be, to be honest. And Lunar Winds is just delightful. Just, you know, Cupil blowing himself up and then blowing away positive things from Ramirez. Marvellous. So, well done. That's Ramirez in a spot of trouble. He doesn't get his regeneration anymore. And, okay. He's cracking out the Silver Eclipse. We saw this one before. So, yes, he goes into the mirror dimension and knackers everybody. So, Vise and Drachma do not need to worry about this. And because of all the extra hit points I've given Athena, she should be okay. But generally, yes, Athena's the one you need to watch out for. She needs the most help in fights like this. That's why Enrique is so good. Because he can basically just protect Ica and Athena, who otherwise would be in a lot of trouble. So, look at that. Bloody Drachma, 600 damage from that. What an absolute cocking beast. And, you know what? Given we all just, took some damage, I think it's time to call in the cocking Blue Rogues.
Blue Rogues, attack!
Because I think it would be very appropriate to end this fight with the power of cocking friendship, alright? We're calling in all of our old friends to just do their own thing. Ryukan in particular, I feel like, will be contributing an awful lot here. I do also enjoy flipping Marco. And also my dog. The fact my dog appears in a rainbow and then barks at Ramirez. That's just cocking wonderful. And I enjoy Blue Rogues. Like, it's not the most efficient way to use Spirit. No, not in the slightest, but it just feels appropriate for the game. They're like, you literally summon up all your friends to help you out, alright? It feels like an appropriate way to defeat Ramirez. Everyone comes together, and I'm so annoyed that didn't take out Ramirez. But bare minimum, like, it did mostly finish him off. Okay, Fina, this one's on you. I feel like, it would be very appropriate for you to take out Ramirez too. That would be fine. And she even manages to outspeed Ramirez on this occasion. So, there we go. We're just going to stab Ramirez with a giant pile of ice. And Fina has successfully taken down her older brother. And down he goes, because yes, he kind of left his 10 million hit points at home today. Still, obviously, we might not be quite 100% done yet. There we go. The sword drops to the ground. And Ramirez, stop, please. I don't want to fight you. And indeed, bear in mind, of course, of various things we've heard over the course of our adventure. Fina, talking about how Ramirez used to be her big brother, her best friend. Doc, talking about how he thought there was still some good inside Ramirez. Us going to the Great Silver Shrine and seeing his bedroom, which made it look like once upon a time, maybe Ramirez was rather like a Vise. And I guess that all kind of begs the question you're supposed to be thinking going into this. Is it possible that Ramirez could be redeemed? It is too late, Fina. There's no going back. I will kill everyone and everything in this world. I will not be defeated. Ramirez, what are you doing? Have you forgotten? Zelos' power does not stop with the moons. Zelos is almighty. And only Sylvites can control it. To control Zelos, I shall forfeit my life. And Ramirez, please don't. The Ramirez you knew is already dead. Zelos, I sacrifice my life for you. Awaken, I command it. And I do quite like that at the end of the day, there is no redemption for Ramirez. Like, the game implies it might be possible, but in the end, he's just too far gone. Summoning Zelos down to him and sort of merging into Zelos, in fact. So, as I say, we might not be entirely 100% done yet. And indeed, Zelos is now rapidly expanding. So, okay, Fina, questions later, running first. And away we go in the Delphinus as, yes, the tower explodes, but okay. Now we've got to figure out how to deal with, Zelos proper. And Zelos has not yet finished taking shape. Once it does, it will be invincible. But if we attack while it's still forming... Okay, so basically, yes, we do have to just take on the Skies of Arcadia Death Star now, which I find deeply delightful. So, we can maintain our distance or start closing in, and, okay. I would say, with my Delphinus and team in pretty good shape, we can probably afford to, close in and play aggressive. Meanwhile, fly straight at it, or circle around it. Straight at it, let's cocky go. Alright, straight into that weird centre bit. Brilliant. So, okay. As a result, it can hit us hard, but we can hit it hard in return too. And this here is where, yes, Drachma starts proving its value. Because a Drachma is really good in cocking ship combat. Yeah, the lad's going to be extraordinarily useful during this whole section. For the time being, put on, yes, the Apo Wax right over there. Beautiful. You just start focusing. Everyone else, for the time being, just lay down some fire during the crit turns. Drachma first, then Vise. And with Vise's new attack, bear in mind, that's going straight through into the cannon. So, okay, we should be able to get something good done here. And here we go, we're also being hit with spells. That's what Zelos can do. It's magical, it can do spellsters, meaning, oh, blimey, okay. Crystal Cannon from Drachma doing good work there, though bear in mind, accuracy is a problem. And here comes Crystalline, and, well, one, Drachma was in charge that turn, so good defenses, and two, this is why you put magical defense items on your ship before Zelos, because Zelos likes doing magic. Though, that's not to say, he's not got special abilities too. He definitely does. So, he's got, like, his Moon Ray doing a good blimey. Nearly 5,000 against my cocking Delphinus. That's a lot, actually. Still, we've made, a good start here, I'd say. And next up, okay. It's slowing down. We might be damaging it, though, yes, it's hard to read what's going on with Zelos, it's just a big ball. And we can now attack from the front or the sides, so, okay. Either nothing but Moonstone Cannons, or nothing but crits. And, as I mentioned previously, at a certain point in the game, Moonstone Cannons become less significant in a way. Like, your conventional cannons can actually do more very often. So, surely Moonstone Cannon is up front. I think that's true, so I'm going for the sides. I got the crits. Good. Though, as you can see, as the fight goes on, Zelos is going to start getting annoyed at me. Still, this is the moment to basically fire everything we've cocky got. And with my new cheap guns, we can do a cocking a lot over the course of this turn. So, oh flippin' yeah. We could do, no, not Fina. Fina doesn't fire cannon. She doesn't get to fire cannons, damn it. Right, opening up with the moon gun. Damn it, Ica, you should not be missing. It's literally a giant stationary ball. Okay, try again. Much better, well done. And then finally, the big shot. So, there we go. Everything hits. And, okay. We're approaching a half health. And for the time being, it's not done too much to us. That was basically a freebie we got on him because we whacked him so hard during the crit round. So, unfortunately, Zelos has got some more tricks up its sleeve too. In particular, yes, it's now starting to open up into a gigantic, weird, wibbly ball surrounded by space claws. Still, we may as well keep laying down the fire, do a tiny bit of healing as we go along too. And Drachma, you guard during the red turn till we figure out what we're dealing with here. And the answer in stage 1 is the Great Moon Ray. So, right, now it's opening up a bit, it can form like, a giant focusing lens. And I love Zelos. Zelos looks so cool. And yes, it's definitely better. That was nearly 7,000 damage. So, okay. We are doing, like, summer healing. And seriously, Ica, why are we missing so much? And okay, it's trying to do Wevlum. But yeah, it can barely touch us with magic. Magic resistance is so good in this fight. And finally, more moon guns for another 10,000. We've almost got it down to, yes, half health already. And okay, I'm not turning down Moonstone Cannon, obviously, though I'm going to say let's have everyone else just focusing. I think we can tank whatever he's doing right now. And yeah, Crystal Cannon goes down too. So yeah, this is a bit of a risk, but I think it should pay off nicely. But oh dear. Okay, so he's cracking out something else. Judgment, not Enrique's judgment, that was cooking useless. Instead, right, he's literally calling down the rains of destruction on us at this point. Good, 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 good. The moons are raining down on us, and 14,000. Yeah, that's the problem with Ica being in command during a red turn. The ship's got like a no-cooking defense all of a sudden. Oh, though more concerningly, right. Drilling. He just took us from being more powerful to less, though thankfully, okay. We're pretty strong anyway. Drachma gets a good solid hit in there. You're increasing your speed too, which doesn't really matter much in the grand scheme of things. And yeah, we should have one more attack on Moonstone Cannon, though. And never mind, another cookie judgment too. So, okay, we need to do some healing at the start of next turn, by the looks of it, because this should hurt less. This is either during a Drachma or Visor's turn. So, the ship should be much, much tougher right now. Never mind, 16,000 anyway. But we now get to shoot you right in the face with our Moonstone Cannon. It's just a shame that, yes, that's going to be while we're under the effect of drilling. Would have done more damage had we been able to, you know, boost things up and whatnot. So, okay. One beam straight in the face. Good, 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 good. Nearly 30,000 damage. Never going to say no, though, yes, it's not necessarily the most spirit-efficient thing anymore. And on top of that, as we damage it, its claws are starting to detach. So now it's either attack or defend, though honestly, it feels like a much of a muchness, actually. Screw it. Let's just close in. We can finish this right now. Okay, never mind. So, that was not what was on offer, but sure, why not? Okay, we've got to cooking heal. That's really, really important. And then later this turn, I wouldn't mind, yeah, getting my ship back into good shape. So, put up the Apo Wax, and then, yeah, Drachma, you just guard against what's probably Judgment, so we don't take that much damage this turn. So, okay. Complete kit. Ridiculously powerful right there. Like, you know, they're not even that expensive to buy. And he's also doing Weflum, which is not that dangerous, but as you can see, the ship's getting weaker because, you know, we've got drilling in play. And things are gonna get worse before they get better, because now Zelos knows Moon Lament. So, right. Probably, yes, about the same thing, but worse in some ways. It's just like a variant of Rains of Destruction. Now the moons are, like, crying at us. But only 5k, because bloody hell, Drachma's a star. And now we get another Moonstone Cannon. So, right, this should be a good 30,000 damage, or would be more, but yes. I thought, you know, healing and guarding was more important than getting back to being apple-waxed. So, yeah. 35, and that should deal with a handful of claws yet. And never mind, for the time being at least, Electrolon. 2,000 odd damage, okay. I feel like, you know, we're actually not in bad shape at the minute. Aside from the fact my Apo Wax just missed. Okay, we are losing some claws. Good, just waiting till the end of the turn for that. So, okay. We can now, yes, either go in for either more attacks or back off, and no, screw it. We're going in. More cooking Moonstone Cannons, more cooking everything. I think we've basically, at this point, almost got him. So, just toss literally everything at him. But I'm hoping this might be enough to wrap this up in this one hit. Because when you can just, you know, do a constant Moonstone Cannon, blimey. Meant to be the most spirit-efficient way of doing damage, but it is the fastest way of doing damage in a hurry. And there we go. 42,000. We might just have Zelos's number. With that, the core is exposed. It starts to go wibble, 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 and Zelos has been defeated. And there we go. Zelos simply starts to, you know, fall apart. It's just disintegrating into, you know, tiny fragments in the air. And yes, indeed, it's finally over. And, You might have spoken a bit too soon there, Fina. Yeah, so, Ramirez isn't actually dead, or possibly he is, and that's Zelos in control. Like, it's kinda hard to tell what you're even looking at anymore. But according to what we think is Ramirez, it's not over yet. Now you shall feel the wrath of Zelos, you shall suffer for all eternity, Zelos will feast on your souls. So, okay. At this point, yeah, basically, Ramirez is like a god incarnate, so, you know what? This feels like an appropriate way for a JRPG to end. Because, finally, at long cocking last, it's time to kill gods with the power of friendship. And once again, the game brings out a brand new bit of the soundtrack just for this final encounter, which I absolutely love, so, okay. Ramirez has got, you know, a lot of cocky new tricks up his sleeve. He is not messing about. Still, we'll go in with the basic Cutlass Fury, we'll see what that does, and, yeah, we know Ramirez has got access to death magic, so just keep up Delta Shield basically the entire fight until we get into the rhythm of it, and that means, yeah, Fina, you are on a Glyph of Might duty for the time being, lovely, and yeah, Drachma, you're on Spirit Charge, at least for the time being. And, okay, we're straight into our Silver Nightmare, because, as I say, the lad's got new tricks right now, including, but not limited to the fact, he can just take over your crew members and make them use their own attacks against you. So, yeah, Ika's basically now going to nuke us instead of him, because that's what he could do. He can just say, hey, you worked for me this turn, and it can be downright cocky terrifying because, you know, if he goes for the wrong person who you've set up too bloody well, they could be devastatingly powerful. So, I do enjoy Omega Cyclone. Omega Cyclone is fantastic. Fortunately, yeah, Ika doesn't hit that hard, so it wasn't that bad, all things considered. Like, in many ways, that was probably a bit of a wasted turn from Ramirez right there. Right, back over to Fina, who's on a Glyph of Might duty today. And finally, a voice goes in. Though, yeah, another thing about Silver Nightmare is when he uses it, it basically means whatever attack you were planning to use, you don't get to use that this turn. So, okay, a good 4,000, and not bad at all. So, okay, repeat the same thing. Hopefully we won't get hit by Silver Nightmare again. Fina, you're on healing duty for the time being. Actually, you know what? No, you're not gonna do that. Because we never showed off Lunar Light, did we? The ability that cures literally everything, and, okay, this is massively overkill when it comes to healing, but you know what? We're gonna show off every attack in the game, why the cock not? Meanwhile, Drachma, you just keep Spirit Charging for the time being. And, here we go.
Save us if you're late.
I do enjoy Lunar Light, though. Like, you know, literally bringing a forest back to life. That's a lovely effect right there. So, yes, if you do that, everybody gets healed up in every way possible, which is rather delightful. And yeah, clearly it's also a priority move. I didn't know that, but it looks like it is. So, okay. We've now got Delta Shield up, so Death Magic can't do anything to me. Good. Right, keep just whacking Ramirez, and, okay, I thought he might try and do this at Drillnos, but that means nothing happens. Good. That is marvellous right there. So, we're probably in a pretty good spot to do a Pirate's Wrath right here, because, yeah, we've still got plenty of ability to do Delta Shield, though, I'm not sure we really need to be honest. In fact, John, this is the end. You may as well use, like, you know, the good items. Crack out the cocking of Valor. And as we're going to be cracking out the Valor, I'd say, yeah, you know what? Drachma, give him a tackle. Uh-oh, Silver Nightmare. Going for Fina. Okay, so Fina's now going to be working for Ramirez for this turn. Meaning, Okay, she's going to be using a lunar wind, so which means Vise is about to, unfortunately, lose his Glyph of Might. Not great, but not the worst thing either. So yeah, that's like 1,000 damage right there. Vise just got a tiny bit weaker, but honestly, yeah, not the biggest thing in the world. And here comes the cocking of valor. Beautiful. So, right, we have now got ourselves a cock tons of flipping spirit. There's a pirate's wrath right there. Beautiful. And Drachma comes in with a tackle. That one's for the little Jack, you bastards. Though that only does, like, 1,600 damage. So, okay. Ramirez is now looking, a tiny bit down on the ground. So I'm going to say, let's play, a tiny bit defensively this turn. We tried the power of friendship, but now, oh dear. Here comes Destruction, so I'm pretty sure that's his hit everyone ability. It shouldn't hit that hard, but it can also break any status conditions, like, good ones you've got on your team. Fortunately, Fina already did that, so yeah, that's a-okay, and seriously, nothing can kill Drachma. Drachma's great, so okay. With that in play, there we flipping go. We've now got access to the ultimate specials. We called in our friends previously, but you know what? As we're dealing with a guy who, like, called down the moon and whatnot, it's only right that we finish him off by calling down the moon ourselves. So, alright team, begin the prophecy. I love how prophecy is never explained in any capacity. We just sort of fly to the moon, and then, like, become the moon, and then crash the moon into Arcadia, but in general the game considers this a positive thing, and don't worry about it, it's all fine. And here we go, crashing the moon into Ramirez for 7,000 damage, and down he goes. The question is, of course, are we at long last done? And no, this can't be happening. Everyone comes out. We're even joined by Gildren and Enrique on this occasion, and he simply fades away into dust. And then reforms into the silver moon crystal that was once given to Zelos. It's finally over. You say this, but you said it last time and then another boss showed up. But on this occasion, she might actually be right. Fina. Ramirez lived in the skies, and he died in the skies. We sailors, when one of us dies, it's customary to return the body to the sky. Would you mind if we did the same for Ramirez? And no, please go ahead. And with that, we toss it over the side, where it falls into deep sky. And with Ramirez and Zelos both gone, of course, Soltis begins to sink back into deep sky too. Which is good, because it was like, messing up the air currents and whatnot. So, with that done, yes, the rest of the world should be back to normal. There we go. Away it goes, back into deep sky. Though, in theory, we could go and visit it again in future. Like, Avalo built a big elevator that got down to Soltis in the first place. So, it's not like lost forever. It's just gone back into deep sky for now. And with that done, Ica is straight on to wondering what's next. We've already sailed around the world and there's no use for the moon crystals anymore. So what are you talking about? Since when did we need a reason to sail? We're still young, who knows what kind of trouble we could still get into. So Captain Vise, where do we go from here? And Vise, Ica, I have something to ask of you. I would be honoured if you'd let me continue to sail with you. And we wouldn't have it any other way. And well, it's also touching. And why don't you all come with us too? And that doesn't sound like such a bad idea, but I should probably return to my own ship. My men must be going crazy without me. I'll return to the Claudia and continue my search for the good life. As for Drachma, he's decided he wants to go back to being a fisherman. I want to live the rest of my life in peace, out of respect for Jack and for Rachnam. And Enrique, how about you? and he has to return to Valor. Someone needs to organise the survivors and start rebuilding. And hey, what about us, yells Dago, because obviously, it wouldn't be the ending of Skies of Arcadia if the game didn't take one last moment to remind us, hey, you've got friends and they've all come here to say goodbye at the end of our adventure. And what about us? Aren't we your friends too? Why should they get all of the attention? So, you know, we've got Clara, we've got Centime. Oh, everyone just, you know, shows up to say goodbye, including my dad. Son, I'd be honoured if you called me Dad from now on. I'm gonna be honest, I've been doing that through the entire game, Dine, I'm sorry. So everybody back to Crescent Isle for the biggest feast in history. So basically, we're just gonna have a really big party with our friends now. And there we go, every ship sailing together back to Crescent Isle. We just get to see all of them flying together for pretty much the only time in the game. Everybody all sailing in the sky and just... I love this game. I love this game so very, very much. It's just such a cocking, wonderful game. And we're not quite done yet either, because, as maybe you might have predicted, Enrique and Mogi are getting married on Crescent Isle. Everyone's shown up, Enrique's blushing like crazy half the time, but... okay. Well, that's just bloody lovely, isn't it? There we go, everyone's delighted. There's like fireworks and doves and everything. There's just a wedding at the end of the game because why wouldn't there be? Oh, and by the way, like, it doesn't happen on screen, but like, in the future, we rebuilt Nasrad. That's not a ruin anymore, so don't worry, that all got rebuilt. That's lovely. Meanwhile, over in Ixataka, obviously, you know, with the Valorants gone, things are doing really, really nicely over there. Everybody's happy in Yafu Toma as well. And as you can see, the world has opened up a bit. Traders from other countries are just floating around too. And meanwhile, back in Valor, yeah, it's gonna take some work. But Enrique and Mogi are overseeing the reconstruction, you know, farming, people setting up new lives, etc, etc. So maybe there's a better future for Valor 2, and even better. Fina's got a new outfit. And Cupel has got a tiny pirate hat and moustache. And honestly, this entire game was worth it for that reason. You also may be wondering where this boat came from. I assume we gave the Delphinus back to Enrique and built this new boat. So, this is our boat now. The Delphinus II or whatnot. And, no, seriously, Cupel had a moustache and a pirate hat. The entire game's worth it just for that, damn it. Oh, and you thought we were done with the ending? Oh no, no. In Skies of Arcadia, everybody gets a cocking ending actually. So, Dine retired as captain of the Blue Rogues, but his old crew refuses to call him anything other than captain. So, everybody gets, you know, a tiny epilogue. And though Vi's defeated Baltor over and over, he didn't give up on his oath to someday defeat him. So okay, Baltor learnt nothing, Centime's children all left home to fulfill their own destinies. He has since adopted 4 more children. He's a good foster dad. Then Gordo, apparently his restaurant became world famous for its gourmet cuisine. And Gordo has never fired a cannon since. As for Clara, she set off once again in pursuit of the man she loves. Maybe one day she'll find true happiness. So, okay, her and Gilda didn't get together in the end, dear oh dear. As for Dago, he succeeded his father and became king of Yafu Toma, but still enjoys sailing about. As for Zhao and Mao, after Dago became king, Zhao and Mao were appointed admirals of the Yafu Toman Navy. As for Lawrence, he just wandered off looking for a new job. Then Don, being chosen as admiral for the New Esperanza Navy, he established a safe route through the Dark Rift. Brabham, meanwhile, became a head of Valor's new shipbuilding facilities at Enrique's request, so lots of people going and rejoining New Valor. As for Hans, he now works with Brabham, and set up scholarships once again in New Valor. Belle, who was a student when we first met her, she returned to the Primrose, confident with the knowledge that cannonballs come out of cannons really quickly. And Kazim fell in love with sailing, so he and his men decided to become air pirates too. They presumably therefore did not return to Nasrad. For Tika Tika, he received a hero's welcome on his return, and has since taken a beautiful wife and lives as a hunter. Domingo tried opening his own trade business, but it failed. He has since returned to treasure hunting, so Okay, not the best result for Domingo there, dear oh dear. As for Osman, she returned to Nazrad and has since regained all her wealth via trading with Yafu Toma. And Khalifa, she gave up fortune telling in search of a more exciting line of work. She grew tired of knowing everything, so that's a fun little joke there. As for Ismail, he travelled to Valois to help with the rebuilding, insisting yes, they'd never finish without him. As for Kerala, she's currently building a harbour on the expanding Crescent Isle, where she has taken permanent residence, so yeah, some people leave Eyes, some decide to stay with him. As for Polly, understandably yes, she returns to Sailor's Isle to be with her husband and daughter. And Urala, she's currently living in Valois, supporting her beloved husband Hans, who she met during her travels, so some people even get married on your crew, which is delightful. As for Ryukan, he's back at his forge, and apparently, yes, feels like he's not yet created the ultimate blade. And Ilkamis, he's back in Valois, obviously helping out with a new Valois and Enrique. Meanwhile, Marco, he got to become the first admiral of the new armada, good for him. And Robinson, obviously, went back to Sailor's Island and now has 10 children with Polly, who he's living happily with. And Pau, even after the battle was won, he never returned home to Pirate Island, he just sails to his master's side. So, okay, Pau never left my side, good. Then there's Merida, she began dancing in Nazra and became an international star, spending her days travelling the world. And Mogi, she's rebuilding an entire nation with her husband Enrique. She's become known as the Caring Empress. Then there's Pinta, poor Pinta. He continued to search for rare treasures. You say that? I found the cooking idols he was looking for, he didn't cooking want them. As for Drachma, he died a happy fisherman, so, okay, eventually he just gets his ending. And Enrique, he's building the new Valoan Empire. Together with Mogi, they rule with compassion. And then Gilda, sailing where his whims took him, he and his crew of the Claudia continue on their search for the good life. And then finally, Vizai Cronfina. A young boy had a dream, a young girl had passion, a mysterious stranger had a mission. And the world will forever know their story. And seriously, Cupid's got a cooking moustache! And as long as there are dreamers who have the courage to pursue their dreams, the world will have heroes. And as long as there is a thirst to discover the unknown, there will be new stories to tell, and new adventures to be had. Seriously, just look at his hat and his moustache. Everything was worth it, just for that. There we go, with an incredibly earnest finale. That's the final word of Skies of Arcadia. That's the end. And now we're at the end. I just want to say, this has been a wonderful experience for me. I love this game. I love it so much, and playing it now, in full for you, I feel like I've come away with an even greater appreciation for it. This is a game that is 25 years old, and I think it has aged remarkably well. Hopefully, you may have come to appreciate this game even a fraction as much as I do. That would be fine. I just feel great that I've been able to share Skies of Arcadia with new people through this series. That makes everything worthwhile to me. Still, we're going to wrap things up here. That's all there is, and sadly, all there probably ever will be. There was never a Skies of Arcadia 2, but you know what? I never lose hope that one day we might get a remaster, a sequel, something. So, I don't know. Cross your fingers, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe one day we'll get something more set in this wonderful, wonderful world. But in the meantime, I've been John. This has been Many a True Nerd. And this has been Skies of Arcadia. Thank you very much, and goodbye.